What's poppin', guys? Guard Champion here. And in today's video, we're going to be kind of just recapping the GDL Season 1 here for the Levincia Lightning Rods. So I would say we had a pretty killer season, if you ask me. And yeah. So, this video, we're basically going to be just going over the season as a whole, and then breaking down individual Pokemon's performances and all that. So, timestamps will be in the description below if you wanted to watch a certain Pokemon and all that. So, yeah, enjoy at your own pace. So, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment any of your thoughts here on my performance for the Season 1 of GDL. And without further ado, hope you have a killer day. Peace. All right, so how did I perform here this season? I think I performed very well, and I personally think that this is just kind of like the best I personally have ever played. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. You know, I think I drafted a really solid team that gave me a lot of options to do what I needed to do to win. So I'm gonna get the team here. That way you all can see all the stats and all that stuff. I had some pretty solid walls in Skeledirge, Arboliva, Donphan, Weezing, and especially Alomomola. Alomomola was especially key because it allowed good pivoting and it had regenerator. So it could take a hit, get the heck out of there, and just keep doing its thing. It had the ability to wish pass, so I could, you know, get a Pokemon back to full or pretty darn close to it. You know, so it was pretty relevant. You know, it could also, you know, burn. You know, let's talk about status. I had just such a strong ability to status teams, cripple them in many different ways. And I had two extremely powerful hex users, you know, both with being stab. I had Skeledirge and Hisuian Zoroark. So, like, I had that tactic going for me. I had really powerful walls to stop everything. And I had some really good sweepers. You know, I had Hisuian Zoroark, Kleavor, Enamorus, Iron Jugulis, and Sneasler. All those Pokemon, just in the right scenarios, are very scary. So I think what I did best this season was finding that opportunity to let my sweepers shine. You know, because I had multiple matches where Pokemon are getting 5 kills in a single match. You know, I had Sneasler do that. I had Iron Jugulis do that. And then Kleavor have done that. You know, then other matches I've gotten 3 kills, 2 kills, and so on. So I think I just did really good in terms of just getting myself in a situation where I had that opportunity to just do really well. Which my defensive core really allowed that. You know, Skeledirge just being able to prevent, you know, the other team from trying to set up because of its unaware ability. You know, so like I just the whole dynamic of my team just really fit my play style and just forced my opponents to just be in my court. And honestly, I feel like just going through the battles, like I just felt like the ball was in my court for most of the time. And it really helped with a lot of these victories here. Obviously, there was some RNG that happened. You know, there was some flinches that happened. There was some crits. But, hey, it's just part of the game, you know? So, yeah, I just, after a lot of reflecting, I think it did really well. There's a lot of things I could have done differently, just especially against the Lake Superiors, because I clearly lost to them twice. And the reason I'm out. So, hey, you know, they outplayed us, and I'm fine with it, you know? So, yeah, we're just going to dive right into the individual Pokemon section. So, if you feel like scooting, feel free to leave a like, comment. If you want to stick around and watch each individual highlights for the Pokemon, get a gold star. All right, So thank you for watching. And let's dive right into these clips. All right, so to start this off, we're going to be talking about Alomomola. This thing ended up being the defensive league MVP, as well as my personal team MVP. This thing was the key to my success. I'll be real, because this thing sponged hits, got the heck out of there. We went fishing for burns, and we got quite a few of them. This thing provided so much defensive utility, and just week by week, I was able to kind of change my defensive spread to be able to tank whatever threats were there. This was meant to handle certain things. We got some cheeky Mirror Coat kills off. That was actually 2 of our 3 kills. The only other kill it got was a crit. So yeah, this thing basically did the impossible this season. Up until the semifinals, this thing has not died by a single attack. The only 2 times it's died prior were to Rocky Helmet that was tricked away from me as I was flip turning, basically, and burn. You know, so like no actual attack killed this thing, which is absolutely nuts. And I think I played it very well. You know, the fact that flip turn, Scald, Wish, and just a 4th move to just do whatever kind of shenanigans I wanted just really made this just a top tier Pokemon for the team. So to spare you guys, I didn't include too many of flip turning or Scald burning for most of these clips, but I did find them quite enjoyable. So here are some of the top moments for Alomomola. Okay, we eat that. We do nothing. We do absolutely nothing. Live that. We freaking eat that for breakfast. Send it back to you. Eat your own Draco Meteor Walking Wake. Okay, trick. Okay, we have Choice Scarf. So thank you, Lakeside Ladybuzz, for providing fun content and fun battle between us. Okay, it does get Thunderbolt. Do we live? We do! Bacon Strip! Oh no, do I die? Oh no! Oh, dang it. Alright. I feel like I have to bring in Tommy. I have to. Solar Beam. Okay. We probably lose Tameo. This thing's gonna be that thing that lets you hit 2. We should have just let the Inosuke go down. But will our special defense investment save us? It frickin' does! Lady Tameo! Whew. Coming in clutch. Coming in freaking clutch. I feel like we have to go freaking Lady Tameo. We are especially defensive, but if this thing decides to actually Thunderbolt, then I'm pretty sure we might just die. Strange Steam. Oh, we died to burn, though. Okay. Hey, there we... should have named this thing Crit City. Holy crap, Alomomola, calm down. Calm down. But wants to get burnt. Lady Goo Goo. Okay, it's probably the Goodra. Yep. This thing just so happens to be physical. I'll take it. Alright, so we get a nice clean burn. Okay. I'm making up situations in my head. Alright, so now we get a free... nice little crit there from Gyoko. Last video, I said I should nickname him Crit City. And that's proven to be true again. Let's Mirror Coat. This thing's gonna Volt Switch. Come on. We're gonna take a crap ton. Who wants to come in? Who wants to die to this Mirror Coat? Who wants to die? Oh, that would be so nice. That would be nice to take this thing out. Volcanion is down. There we go, Alomomola. Does he just straight up attack or does he go for the Will-O-Wisp? Go for the Will-O-Wisp. Okay. That is game. I needed him. Needed him to go for that. And next up, we have Skeledirge. Now, this is a Pokemon that didn't necessarily need to be brought every single match, but it's just nice to, you know, put it out of your back pocket. You know, this thing with Unaware prevents setup and enables a type of play where I feel like the ball has always been in my court. Yeah, I mean, anti-setup with Unaware. You know, things don't want to come in on this. And I repel certain types, you know, that like to hurt a lot of my Pokemon with just strong Shadow Balls, strong Torch Songs. You know, so I'm forcing switches. And I'm forcing my opponents to not set up. You know, so between the combination of Skeledirge and Alomomola really just allowed my team to just be successful. You know, because like I said, I created a game where there's no setup. And my team is very heavily switching in and out. You know, we got recovery on this thing. We got ways to status. You know, we can hit hard and snowball, you know, with Torch Songs. You know, so like this thing was just such an offensive threat, but most of the time I brought it defensively. And it was still an offensive threat and defensive threat at the same time. So this is just, like I said, a really great Pokemon to have in the back pocket. I don't regret drafting this Pokemon. It was such a top tier Pokemon and crucial part of the team. So unfortunately, we don't really have too many clips of Skeledirge, but I think the ones we do have are pretty solid. So enjoy these clips. The ballsy play on my end, man. All right, so Sticky Web goes up. We have no way to remove them, which is fine. I'll deal with it. Okay. Pelipper, okay. Okay. That's fine. Come on, get the high roll. That's assuming it's defensive. All right, Pelipper's down. Pelipper's down immediately, so rain ends as soon as rain ends. Sneasler, man. This thing, I feel like just put the fear into my opponents. The fact that I had like 120 base speed with Unburden is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. And so, nothing outspeeds it. I mean, stuff does, but it's very hard to outspeed if you don't have the right Pokemon. So I feel like a lot of prep kind of went into speed tiers going up against my team. You know, so with that said, you know, I almost created less bulky variants. Essentially, I'm not saying that they did, but this Pokemon really forced Pokemon to invest more in speed versus bulk. So it kind of created, a scenario where I can hit harder with other threats. I mean, Sneasler included, because they're investing in speed, not bulk. So I think that was super cool. And just this thing this thing could status things like crazy. Unfortunately, we never got a Dire Claw Sleep, but we did get a Dire Claw Paralysis. We had Poison Touch as well. So this thing's able to spread status. This thing's able to just outspeed your whole team. This thing has priority fake out. Like, this thing was just the jack of all trades. Minus bulk. This thing had absolutely no bulk. It was kind of funny. It's kind of like a Weavile, basically. But, yeah. So I really enjoyed this Pokemon. I really got good, solid use out of it in one match where it got 5 kills. But other than that, like, it didn't do too much. But just had that intimidation factor. So, yeah. So enjoy some of the clips here of Sneasler. Let me know your thoughts on Sneasler, because this is the first time it's basically competitive, used in competitive matches. So, yeah, enjoy the clips. Whew, not what I wanted to do. So we're our first match. Okay, Roaring Moon's gone. So we get the flip turn off. Does that put... Okay, so air balloons pop. Does that put Sneasler in range for a KO with close combat? It does. Now something to note here too is that we do not outspeed Iron Moth if it gets a speed boost. So we are going to CC here. Okay, Heatran is down. Alright, so that Iron Moth is still going to be pretty scary. Alright, so Crocolore's gone. We fake out. And then Sneasler picks up the KO, and that is it, guys. Okay, red card. That's fine. What's coming out? No! That is the worst case scenario. Dimmadome. Alright, so that's a nice lead for us here. A Dire Claw should be neutral. And we're going to fake out. We're going to Hex. Alright, so we finally take down that stupid thing. Close combat also actually kills. Close combat kills. Thank God. Okay. I have to fake out for extra chip. That does solid damage. Okay. Yeah, there's no way we can get around this. We have to Dire Claw. Do we get a sleep? Or something? Come on, live, please. Yes, we live. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. This is free chip. And possibly a status condition. Poison touch. Okay. I'm fine with that. Something's gonna get possibly statused. Which I'm cool with. If we put this thing to sleep, it'd be so dope. Okay, we get the Parahaxy. Oh, Enamorus. I ended up picking this thing up about mid-season with high hopes and a strong desire to have a strong fairy type. Offensive fairy type. So, this thing can have contrary, with superpowers, making this thing a threat. Unfortunately, it doesn't touch the ground, so I can't, prevent Sticky Web and have that. But it really kind of made my opponents think twice about trying to use special moves, like exclusive moves at, lower stats, like Moonblast and, just all those types of moves, because I would get a boost from it. So there's that kind of element that it created just with its presence being there. And this thing just has insane special attack. So this thing just hits hard. I believe I ran Specs 1 week. Agility set proved to be extremely well. And I even had a gimmicky Iron Defense Calm Mindset with Weakness Policy. And unfortunately, I did poor prep. Did prep for a very specific move. But yeah, it is still fun to use. I really enjoyed bringing this Pokemon. I don't think I used it as efficiently as I should have, but hey, still learning, all right? Because I still think I use it fairly well, but I could have used it better because it's just a very strong Pokemon. But it was definitely a very crucial member of the team. So hope you enjoy these clips, and we're just going to dive right into it. Hard swap into Mitsuri. Hopefully on an Earthquake. He knocks, great. I really want this thing burnt, dude. I need them Scalds to come in clutch right now. Oh my gosh, the frickin' read! Great play. Absolutely great play. this could be a huge, huge throw if I go Nagini and he somehow decides to want to. But, man, I got to make some big plays here. We got to be aggressive. We're going for game here. We're going for game. Oh, yo, that's hype. That is hype. That could possibly be game. This thing also could be Sash, but I don't care. We got a lot out of this Enamorus this game. And it takes a knockout. Greninja's down. Man, I knew we had to get in Nagini to clean up, and it worked. So now we're going to set up our opportunity here with Iron Hands. So we get like maybe 2 HP back. We're going to set up our situation here with our weakness policy. We're going to bring in the Iron Hands. And we're going to Iron Defense and activate our weakness policy. Now we Iron Defense. This thing does not have priority, luckily. And there we go. We activated our secret tech here. Then now we Draining Kiss. Get some health back. Thing's still relatively tanky. I actually don't think we live a Heavy Slam. We do not. Either way, it was still kind of fun. It was still fun.
Next up, we have Weezing, the very stinky Pokemon.
All right, enough of that. I don't need you people clicking off the video because they sound stupid. So yeah, Weezing, very defensive Pokemon, and very useful abilities here. You know, we got Neutralizing Gas, we got Levitate. Neutralizing Gas is the big one. You know, it's basically just able to neutralize any ability, with the exceptions of like a few. But I think I used it very well. This thing's really good at being defensive, taking hits. We can set up Toxic Spikes. We can set up Will-O-Wisps. Yeah, this thing's just able to tank attacks really well. And I can kind of utilize how I want to use it depending on the matchup. So, you know, I can be offensive and dish out some attacks, but I can also status. You know, like, had a lot of versatility, and it gets like good coverage moves like Flamethrower. You know, it's stuff that I'm able to use to my advantage. So it's definitely a fun Pokemon to use. I would draft it again. Yeah, it got a couple kills. So good job, Weezing. Show the clips. I think I'm going to try to get Toxic Spikes up. We're going to see how much this does. Okay, we take a solid chunk from that. Not exactly favorable. Let's see what comes in. Okay, the T-Tar. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for a Sludge Bomb here. Okay, Defog. Okay, he did bring it. Alright, so at least we get the rocks off of our side. So hopefully the Sludge Bomb... Sunlight faded. He should die to Toxic. Hopefully, he dies to Toxic. I'm amazed he brought... Alright, good. Weezing gets a kill. Alright. So, we're about to see if they are Zero Speed Rillaboom, or if our Quick Claw prompts. That would be hilarious. So, Magneton is still a thing. I should have really clicked Flamethrower, but there we go. Zero Speed Rillaboom. This EV spread was not for nothing. It did 50% at least, so I don't know if that crit exactly mattered. I wasn't paying too much attention. And next up, we have Kleavor. And similarly to the Sneasler, this is the first time it's able to be used competitively. And it's definitely very, very fun to use. I will say Stone Axe is so free to click. It's not even funny. Just the utility of attacking and setting up stealth rocks, pretty clutch. And it's also boosted by sharpness, which is an amazing ability. It boosts its X Scissors, Night Slashes, Stone Axes. Like, that's all you need. It's really all you need, you know? So I didn't use this that often in the season. I mean, I did like rocks up, the idea of rocks being up. And I feel like my opponents, like, always kind of had to plan for rocks being up if they saw this in team preview. But yeah, it provided some good utility, and its agility sets are just top tier. You know, because I got myself in situations where I just set up an agility and this thing just starts doing work. And I think I did pretty well on just capitalizing on those opportunities with Kleavor. And this thing's just attack stat is ridiculous. Semifinals, I didn't even invest in attack. I brought a defensive variant, and that thing was doing just insane damage with zero investment. This thing's nuts, you know? So, like, it just proves that, like, the offensive sets are just that powerful. I love it. I love this Pokemon. I had so much fun with it. It ended up being my team's, like, KO leader. So I had fun with this Pokemon, and I totally would draft this again. I really enjoyed it. So, enjoy the clips of Kleavor. You know what? I'm just going to go for Stone Axe. I need rocks up for the other Pokemon. We connect, luckily. Okay, that thing's toast. I want this thing chipped down pretty heavily. Probably has something in mind. Sunny day. Okay, so he's setting up for Walking Wake. He's 100% setting up for Walking Wake. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to Agility right now. Okay, he withdraws. Okay, good. Alright, so now we outspeed. And then we Stone Axe. There we go. Leave me alone, man. Okay. That should be a KO. Turn 1 KO. Hey, there. We should have named this thing Crit City. Holy crap. Alomomola, calm down. Calm down. Alright, you need to calm down. Alright, Leave Me Alone needs to come back out. Hopefully this takes us to full. Oh my gosh, saucy. This could potentially kill depending on the set. Oh my gosh, it does. Kleavor! Okay, Reflect goes up. I'm cool with that. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up an Agility. If this thing wants to set up Light Screen, go for it. I'm setting up for Endgame right now. Only way we can get outsped is Choice Scarf from Meowscarada. Night Slash is my best option here. If we crit, we kill it. Yo! That totally mattered. That's game. Man, Kleavor went crazy. I think the safest play is we have to lunge. Because that should kill. Thank you. Wow. Iron Haxulus is what this thing should be called. This thing has the ability to frickin' flinch when you really need it the most. I got 2 pretty crucial flinches this season with Dark Pulse spam, and it's just so free. This thing is so powerful. You know, it has strong Hurricanes, it has strong Dark Pulses, it gets good coverage in Earth Power, and it's just really fun to use. You know, I actually never ran a booster energy set. I've always either ran like Assault Vest, Choice Specs. I ran a silly electric terrain extender set, which I wasn't able to use one time, but regardless, this Pokemon was just really fun to use, and it just really put on the pressure on my opponents when this thing came in, because it was hitting hard, and it was pretty reliable in doing so. So I love this Pokemon. I have a video about this Pokemon here, so I'll leave that in the description below. You should check it out. It's pretty good. Also displays how powerful it is. So, with enough self-promotion, we're going to just dive right into the clips for Iron Haxulus here. Does Treads outspeed? Yeah, let's do it. Dark Pulse. We can get a flinch. Yes! Yes! Spam Dark Pulse. It lived. It roosts. Okay. We gotta hope for a flinch here, because this thing's definitely HP invested. The Basculegion is still a problem, kind of. I see no reason to not just keep spamming this move. We could get a crucial flinch or a crit. Yes! That flinch 100% mattered. We're spamming Dark Pulse. Error 404, causing errors on the opponent's side of the field. Pulse again. Freaking Jugulis, man. Holy crap, this thing went crazy. What is taking a Dark Pulse? I guarantee it's not gonna like it. This thing could be AV. It does take some poison. It's gonna take poison and chip. That's 100% Assault Vest. This might be a throw, but I have to risk it. I have to risk it. We can get a flinch, or we can get a crit. I'm totally risking it here. Oh, that's why we call it Iron Haxulus. That is why we call it Iron Haxulus, people. Okay, so that Clawitzer is not in a good position. Not at all. Luckily, our item has not been revealed. Possibly. I've literally just been spamming one move, and it's Dark Pulse. This is still anybody's match. But it is really nice that the Tusk is burned. So the Haxulus takes Clawitzer down. That frees a lot up for later. Believe in Arboliva. I love this Pokemon so much. Although my usage for it this season didn't exactly reflect that. But this thing can just tank attacks all day. This thing can set up for grassy terrain and just keep healing. Just keeps healing. It has a really naturally high special attack stat, making it just really, you know, just kind of like a sleeper pick. You know, you don't expect this thing to be super offensive, but it is. You know, and half the time I invested in bulk, and this thing was still doing insane damage. The fact that it gets grassy terrain boost to its grass moves really helps it. As you'll see in the clips, like it allowed Giga Drains to just do that much more. It allowed Leaf Storms to do this insane damage. This was also one of my Terra Captains. And between Fairy and Ground and Grass, it was just really good Pokemon. So I enjoyed it. And I would recommend this for any other people doing draft leagues, because it's just a really good Pokemon. So enjoy the clips. Terra Ground. Okay, so it's going ham with the ground moves, which is fine. It loses its steel typing, which I'm fine with. Okay, Arboliva sets up the seed power. We're in great shape. If this thing isn't choice locked, then... Oh, he is... Oh, that's not leftovers. Alright, we Giga Drain. Okay. Don't flinch. Alright, Life Orb. Giga Drain. That should be game. Arboliva. Believe in Arboliva, guys. Yes! Okay. Does this kill? Thank gosh. The Palisand is gone. You gotta believe in Arboliva, guys. You have to believe. Okay. Alright. Alright, I see you. I see you. Losing Arb does suck. It does. But I think we can handle things. Alright, so we got Hisuian Zoroark. And I like using this Pokemon, but I found it really hard to want to bring to matches because it was kind of on the frail side. And just, I had no really solid Dark Resist on the team unless I Terra'd or I brought Enamorus, which is also weak. So it just, I found it really hard to use or to like want to bring. But when I did bring it, I think I used it pretty effectively. You know, this was one of the Pokemon that got 5 kills in the match. And, you know, that match I played it really well. You know, I got it in when it needed it to. And somehow I bluffed a choice item. So, it all worked out. But, yeah, it would have been so much better if I drafted Pokemon that were weak against its immunities. You know, so like Ghost was nice. I had a Ghost Pokemon, but it's also weak to Dark. You know, fighting. Let's look at my team. I didn't really have any weaknesses to fighting. Arboliva, but who's using a fighting move against that thing? Not many people. So it was really hard to just blend in and just really pull off the illusion. So I think just my team was lackluster in terms of Pokemon it could, you know, disguise itself as. But hey, you know, I still think is a crucial member of the team. It was one of the 3 Pokemon that got 5 kills in a single match, which I think is tremendous. You know, so I'm happy with this thing's performance. So yeah, enjoy the clips. In a position where we are not belly drum. Man, Keenan's putting the whooping on me. Let's hope Quick Claw does not prompt or Quick Draw. He can't Drain Punch, so we can't get health back. We get a kill. All right, we didn't get 6-0. We're gonna Hex. All right, so we finally take down that stupid thing. Do I go straight for a freaking flamethrower? No, I Hex. I Hex immediately. Okay, does this kill? Yes! Yo, do we Hyper Voice on the switch in? Let's freaking do it. I didn't think Pain Split would hit a Ghost type. Okay, this Hyper Voice is gonna hurt. This Hyper Voice is gonna hurt. Something. It's gonna hurt something. Does it die to rocks? Okay. Okay. Alright. We outspeed. Yo! Yes! That's it! Come on, live. Kokushibo, man! Going freaking crazy this match. Freaking crazy. How did this thing not outspeed? I think this has like 120 some speed. There we go. Kokushibo slashing down. all the freaking Demon Slayers. Oh man, when I think of this Pokemon, I just get happy here at the end of the season. You know, this thing is kind of like the underdog story for the team here. It went into playoffs having 0 kills and basically just unfortunately had to be used for sacks a couple times. I couldn't make it work. It was even to the point where I just considered even getting rid of it. But this thing held value and gave me a lot of security with the fact that I had sturdy and I can always run heavy duty boots. And that to me just had so much value that I could not get rid of it. On top of it, it was my only spinner, one of my only 2 ways to remove hazards. So I kind of needed it, you know, and it gave me a good electric immunity because I had quite a few Pokemon actually, that were weak to electric type. So this thing held value whether I wanted it to or not. So it stayed, and I just had a really hard time just using it for some reason. You know, I had all these thoughts in my head that just in hopes it would work, but it just never did. Until playoffs. This thing had its time to shine. It was just so useful. You can kind of see it in the clips here, but this thing was able to stop Klefki in its tracks. You know, knocked off its light clay upon switching, which was clutch. You know, high horsepower just ended up helping take it out. I didn't even plan for it, but Ice Spinner ended up removing some terrain from the Rillaboom that was set up, as well as the Misty Terrain that Klefki would set up. This thing just ended up being an absolute monster against that team. And I was like, yes, thank you. This thing finally had its time to shine. Finally. And so I think after all is said and done, all the Pokemon on my team ended up having a time to shine. And I'm just glad that Donphan here was able to have its time to shine. And it shined. It shined bright. So I'm very happy with how this Pokemon performed here in the heat of the moment, in playoffs when we needed it the most. So yeah, enjoy the clips here, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a like, comment, all that fun stuff, subscribe. So yeah, enjoy the clips and have a wonderful day. Peace. At 56 base speed, we are 60. No, we are 50. Shit. I don't think we outspeed. I don't think we outspeed. Yeah, we lost. I think we had to sack it. Okay, yeah. Alright, so no, we had to sack Inosuke, unfortunately. Okay, so we get a nice little knockoff on something. Who's it gonna be? Fisher Price. That is a Klefki. Okay, cool. You knock off Light Clay. Or do we predict a switch? We're predicting a switch into Gliscor. Come on, baby! Switch into that Gliscor. Boomer, is that Rillaboom? Perfectly fine with me. Perfectly fine with me. I really wanted to get that Gliscor on that switch, though. That is a bulky boy. That is a bulky boy right there. We still have sturdy, and we can wish pass. I'm gonna knock off. I totally forgot. I totally forgot that Ice Spinner removes terrain. So that's good prep on my end, right? Scope Lens. And we're gonna wish pass right back into Doma. Hopefully he will get brought back to full, so that way we are sturdy still active. Should be. Ah, so freaking close. But we've shown last time. And Donphan gets his first kill of the season. Heck yeah, Donphan. Okay, this thing just wants to stay in, apparently. did Rapid Spin kill and not knockoff? Come on, Donphan. There we go. Donphan taking 3 kills this match. Whew. I was nervous. Okay, that's kind of expected. Oh, the belly bolt comes in. That was insane. There is still hope. I still think we might lose to Annihilate.